ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ and where have we all come to the Houses of Parliament, and this is the British Sikh Consultative Forum। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਦਾ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਤੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਾਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਅਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਤੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰੇ ਜੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਜੀ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਆ ਜੀ?
ਅਸੀਂ ਇਲਫਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਖ ਵਿਮਨਸ ਅਲਾਈਅੰਸ, ਸਿੱਖ ਇਸਤਰੀ ਸਭਾ। ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਨੂੰ 20 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੀਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਵਾਹ। ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਆਏ ਆ ਹਾਊਸ ਆਫ ਕਾਮਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੀਕਰਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਸੋ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ।
ਐਕਸਲੈਂਟ। ਆਪਾਂ ਜੀ
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਇੰਦਰਜੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਪਾਟਿਆ, ਮੈਂ ਇਲਫਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਆਈ ਹਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਵੂਮਨ ਅਲਾਇੰਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ। ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਭਾ ਗੁੱਡਮੇਜ਼ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਜ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹਾਂ। ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਆਜੋ ਭਾਜੀ ਜੀ, we met on the way in. Please just introduce yourself and tell us again.
ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਨੰਦ। ਮੈਂ ਆਇਆ ਅੱਜ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜਥਾ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਆਇਲਸ 1908 ਵਿੱਚ ਐਸਟੈਬਲਿਸ਼ ਹੋਇਆ, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਇੰਸਟੀਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਕਿੰਗਡਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੰਸਲਟੇਟਿਵ ਫੋਰਮ ਨੇ ਬੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਅੱਜ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਆਜੋ ਜੀ। So please tell us, where have you come from today and how are you representing us today?
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਣ। ਮੈਂ ਜਸਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਾਗਰਾ ਲੂਟਨ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੰਸਲਟੇਟਿਵ ਫੋਰਮ ਦਾ ਐਗਜ਼ੈਕਟਿਵ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਦੇਖਭਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।
ਅੱਛਾ, ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ। ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ ਬੀਬੀ ਜੀ ਦੱਸੋ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਗੁਰਮੀਤ ਕੌਰ ਮਾਹਿਲ ਹੈ। ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਵੂਮਨ ਅਲਾਇੰਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਗਤ ਨੂੰ, ਸਿੱਖ ਜਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ। ਅਤੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੁਲਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਾਊਸ ਆਫ ਕਾਮਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਹਰ ਸਾਲ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੀਬੀ ਜੀ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਵੂਮਨਸ ਅਲਾਇੰਸ ਬਾਰੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸੋ।
ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਰਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਈਨ ਪੋਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ, ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬੜਾ ਸਕਸੈਸਫੁਲ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਡਾ। ਮੰਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ 100 ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ।
ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ। ਆਓ ਜੀ ਦੱਸੋ ਜੀ। ਵੈਲਕਮ।
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਹੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਮੈਂ ਫਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਈ ਹਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ।
ਫਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਫਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਫਰੋਮ ਰੈਡਿੰਗ, ਜਨਰਲ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਫੋਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਭਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ।
ਜਨਰਲ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਫॉर ਸਿੱਖ ਸਭਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ। ਐਂਡ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਣੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹਾਊਸਿਸ ਆਫ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ,
ਵੈਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਆਫ,
ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਹਰੇਕ ਸਾਲ ਸੱਦਾ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੱਦਿਆ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ,
ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਤੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ ਭਾਜੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦਾ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਹਾਂ।
ਜਰੂਰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਓਕੇ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ।
ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜੀ।
ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਆ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦਾ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹਾਊਸਿਸ ਆਫ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੀ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਆ ਜੀ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਪਦਾ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ।
ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਮੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਦਾਸ ਵਿਕਰਮਪਾਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਲੀਡਸ ਦੇ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਰੈਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਲੀਡ ਚੈਪਲਟਾਊਨ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਲੀਡ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੈਸਟ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ ਭੇਜਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਗਤ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਕੱਠ ਕੀਤਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਰੋਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਰੌਣਕ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਾਨ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਸਾਡਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਈ ਦਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਲਿਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਔਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੀ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਵਿਲੇਜ ਬਣਿਆ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਪੀਣਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਆਪ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਪਲੈਂਸੀ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਪਲੈਂਸੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਯੂਰਪ 'ਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ 'ਚ ਯੂਕੇ 'ਚ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਦਮੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੇ ਵਾਲੰਟੀਅਰ ਗੋ ਟੂ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਵੀ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਰਦੇ
ਵਾਹ ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਆਪਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਧੀਮੇ ਥਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਪਲੈਂਸੀ ਦੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 20 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚੈਪਲੈਂਸੀ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਇਹ ਕੀਤਾ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਆਇਲਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਦੂਜਾ ਇਹ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਆ ਖਾਣਾ ਪੀਣਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਵੰਡ ਕੇ ਛਕ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਹਨਾ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੋ ਸੰਗਤ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਨੂੰ Vaisakhi 2023 the Mubarak. We are here in Parliament. We're here with Jasdev Singh Rai, who is the General Secretary for the British Sikh Consultative Forum. जिन्हों ने यहाँ सारा कुछ organize किया है ते regularly yearly 16 साल वास्ते इत्थे आ रहे हैं ते government दे नाल विसाखी मना रहे हैं। थोड़ा जिहा सानू दसो कि पहलों British Sikh Consultative Forum है की क्यों बनिया ते थोड़ा जिहा दसो कि गाहां किवें ਚੱਲਣਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਾਂ।
जी BSCF ਬਣਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ 2002 ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਚੈਲੰਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਬੋਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਬੋਡੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਔਖੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਬਣਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਲਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਬਣਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਬੈਟਰ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੋਰਮ ਬਣਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਟੋਨੋਮੀ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਲਿਆਓ ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿੰਨਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਦਾ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਸੀਗਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਰਿਜ਼ੋਲਵ ਹੋਇਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਏਅਰਪੋਰਟ 'ਤੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਪਲਾਸਟਿਕ ਦੀ ਲੱਕੜ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਪਾ ਲਓ। ਫਿਰ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਗ੍ਰੰਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਕਿ ਗ੍ਰੰਥੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਆਉਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣਾ ਦੱਸ ਦਿਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਖਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਇੰਟਰਫੇਅਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ। ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਗ੍ਰੰਥੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ 6 ਮਹੀਨੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਈ ਬਾਬੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਸ਼ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਸਲੇ ਚੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਅਤੇ ਐਸੈਂਸ਼ਲੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਆ ਫੋਰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਨੋਨ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ
ਇਹ ਐਵਰੀ ਈਅਰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀ ਸੈਲੀਬ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨੋਨ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ
ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਖਿਲਾਫ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਟਾਮਲ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਇਆ ਅਤੇ ਟੌਪ ਦਾ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਟੋਰੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਅਤੇ SNP ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਪਾਰਟੀਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਕਈ MP ਆਏ ਨੇ
ਸਾਂਝੇ ਸਾਰੇ
ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਆਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਚੱਕਦੇ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲਿੰਕਸ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਿੰਕਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੌਰਮੈਂਟ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਦੈਟਸ ਅ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਥਿੰਗ ਰਾਦਰ ਦੈਨ ਪਬਲਿਕਲੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹਿਊਮਿਲੀਏਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਾ।
And we've got a website, the British Sikh Consultative Forum. ਜੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਹੋਰ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਿਊਜ਼ਲੈਟਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ please go to the British Sikh Consultative Forum website and from there but once again thank you for arranging this lovely Vaisakhi celebration and ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ you know ongoing ਵਧਾਈ।
Okay
ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ
ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਭਾਤਮਿਕ ਫਾਦਰ। I'm now going to move seamlessly from Punjabi to Glaswegian. I'm the MP for Wolverhampton South East, and I am very, very pleased to be your host once again for this celebration of Vaisakhi in Parliament. 11th time. For the 11th time. Which I've been told tonight is a lucky number. And before I do anything else, I want to ask you all to join me in thanking the wonderful kirtan players from the Nishkam Nursery School. Let's give them a round of applause. And let me say to the children that you have done your school proud. Your music was beautiful, and your parents and teachers will be very, very proud of you. So as you go home, I want you to remember that message, and as you grow up, always remember the time you came and played kirtan at Vaisakhi in Parliament. Thank you very much. So we have, friends, a wonderful evening ahead of us with speakers from the Sikh community and speakers from across the political parties. This is a cross-party event, and I am very grateful to my parliamentary neighbour and co-host, Jane Stevenson, who is the MP for Wolverhampton North East. Plus, of course, the British Sikh Consultative Forum, who for more than 11 years are the co-hosts and sponsors of the event. 16. 16. So as I said, this is a cross-party event because we're here in the speakers' state rooms, and that's the rules, as you'd expect from the speaker. So we have to lay aside, those of us who are politicians, our normal political differences to join you this evening. That is the way it should be. But I looked at the small print very closely. And there's no rule against being biased in favour of Wolverhampton. So you might find a little bit of that from Jane and I as the evening goes on. We're going to hear from Jane later, but I want to put on record my gratitude to Mr. Speaker for once again allowing us to have this event here in the wonderful speakers' staterooms. This is really the heart of the building. This is the heart of our Parliament. It's the heart of our elected democracy here, and that's why it's such a fitting location to celebrate this great occasion. We've been holding the event 16 years, me 11. We've had various rooms around the building, but we've been in here for quite a few years now. And also for a few years, and this is another thanks I have to give at the beginning, we've been fortunate enough to have food and refreshments provided by Amrit Man and his team at the Punjab restaurant from COMMENT. So thank you very much. Now, Vaisakhi itself was on the 14th of April. But I think we should consider Vaisakhi not so much as a date as a season. And we have a season of celebrations and events, and of course across the country, in recent weeks there have been celebrations in people's homes and gurdwaras and our towns and cities and neighbourhoods in all our constituencies. And I was very pleased and honoured to join the Nagar Kirtan in my own constituency a week ago on Sunday, when thousands of people took to the streets to celebrate the birth of the Khalsa and the meaning of Vaisakhi as we walked through the streets of the Blakenhall area in my constituency. And the theme for this year's celebration is the theme of volunteering for Seva. And that theme, of course, is at the very heart of Sikhi. This is the very heart of those Nagar Kirtan processions. Because as we go, I don't have to tell you, people are giving free food, people are giving free drinks, people are clearing up as it goes along the way. It's like a magical, wonderful celebration of service and generosity as we go. And that's why I think it's far more than a Sikh event. Certainly in Wolverhampton, and I'm sure in many other parts of the country, it is just part of the cultural life of the city. So I'm very, very glad we have it, and very, very glad to be part of it. And we saw that principle of Seva at work during the pandemic too, when many parts of the Sikh community, many Gurdwaras did so much to look out for our fellow citizens, Sikh and non-Sikh alike. I see my other parliamentary neighbour, Stuart. I remember one day, Stuart, you and I were volunteering in one of the local Gurdwaras to do what happens a lot, I know, preparing meals and giving them out to people who needed them. So that principle of Seva is there both inside the Gurdwara and outside the Gurdwara, and we celebrate it tonight. I'm very, very pleased to speak to us now by Mahinder Singh, the chairperson of the British Sikh Consultative Forum, and many other things besides. He's very welcome tonight. Please welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear brothers and sisters, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Very happy 324th Vaisakhi to you all. May God, the all-embracing Almighty Creator, bless us all. Vaisakhi starts when we read Vaisakh Tiran Kyon Vadiya Jinna Prem Bichho Har Sajan Purkh Visar Ke Lagi Maya Tho. What does it mean? So we human beings are like a lady who has divorced the husband and forgotten all love. So it starts with love. Vaisakhi starts with love. Love for God, love for people. That is Vaisakhi. Fruitful is the service to the true God. Satguru ki seva safal hai, je ko kare try. You serving God, you find a seat up there. Seva karat hoye nehkami, jisko hot parapat swami. You have to be selfless in doing service. It is not a transactional thing. You're not looking for anything in return. Ik Onkar, that is the start of our scripture, Guru Granth Sahib Ji. God is one and all is God. So begins the root of all Sikh teachings. When we perceive the Creator in creation, again I repeat, when we perceive the Creator in the creation, then service to creation becomes service to God. So we are not serving people here, we are serving creation, we are serving God. We serve not to change anyone or to seek any reward, but because of a spirit of love and sacrifice. As soon as we talk about love, a lot of people come to me, we are in love, we want to get married, and I ask them a question. Give me another word for love. And they struggle. I said, there is no other word for love. Love stands on its own. But the nearest word to love is sacrifice. You have no sacrifice, there is no love involved. So, we have our saying from Guru Gobind Singh Ji. जो तो प्रेम खेलन का चाओ सिर धर तली कली मुड़ियाओ इस मार्ग पैर तरीजे सिर दीजे काम कीजिए. So you have to serve selflessly, you have to serve with courage and with love, and you're serving God through serving creation. Following a profound experience of communion with God, Guru Nanak, our first Guru, was given his divine assignment to help the suffering humanity and provide path of salvation in a spirit of compassion for the suffering world. He traveled vast distances, meeting diverse people. Guru Nanak provided a new vision for finding joy, purpose, and happiness based around daily practices. That is our Ratna, what we are doing every day. And we call it spiritual currency. What are they? Remembering God. We call it Path Karna, doing Seva, and then Kirtan also. These are the three currencies we know we are able to take with us. You are not able to take even a needle with you when you part from this world. So Seva is very, very important. Each practice, when we say Naam Japna, Kirtan Karni, Vand Shakna, all these practices was rooted in the message of Ik Omkar that calls on us to see the presence of the Master Creator as being latent in interconnected and interdependent creation. We might think we are very independent. We are actually interdependent, and we also connected with each other. So unceasing reverence for the Creator is expressed through the mind, heart, and hands that serve. From this foundation, the interrelated principle of equality, humility. When you serve, you become humble. Equality, humility, integrity, service, and love begin to define the Sikh Dharma faith. Sikhs are lifelong learners. 9 successive gurus established entities and institutions that further shaped Guru Nanak's legacy of service. From the start, the langar, where food is served equally to all, was established as an essential feature of all Sikh centers. Here, the food of wisdom was also shared through scriptural teachings. There's food for thought and the mind, for the heart, there's food for the tummy. This led to the compilation of a unique scripture that included the wisdom of 36 exalted contributors. 6 Sikh gurus, 15 saints, 11 Brahmins, and there are Muslim followers, and so on. In 1699, Guru Gobind Singh Ji initiated the Khalsa Panth. That is what we are celebrating today, the Vaisakhi. As per his teaching, Saach kaho sun layo sabay, jin prem kiyo din hime. Love is prem. Again, this is an early morning prayer. So everything seems to start from love. Without love, there's no compassion. Without love, nothing happens. So, as per his teaching, the spiritual path is a game of love. I have mentioned that. Sikhs are taught that to fulfill life's goal and merge with God, because that is ultimate. Where have you come from? Where are you going? And what is the purpose of life? Each one has to answer these questions. Sikhs are taught that to fulfill life's goal and merge with God, even in the midst of this life, We must learn to live with love day in, day out by realizing our interconnectedness and interdependence. Such a loving mindset produces everlasting joy, providing spiritual, mental, and emotional liberation. By nurturing this mindset, any selfless volunteering becomes more than a transaction or act of charity. We don't like the word charity, we like benevolence. Where remembrance of the Creator never ceases. So when you're doing seva, you're also remembering Vaiguru in your mind. We never stop thinking of it. We want to have this connection all the time. This is why people have rosaries. They try and think that in every breath they should remember God. Okay, now, values and virtues thus shape how a Sikh is to act, behave and react. Bureda palla karna. Somebody does evil to you, what are you going to do? You have to do better. Palakar. Farida bureda palakar gussa manra rai. Jaita maran mukiya tina na mari. So these are all the values. The COVID-19 pandemic affected our emotional and physical health. It affected our spirits too, by reminding us of our interconnectedness and interdependence. But it also brought to us this very significant point. Death is only a breath away. You don't know whether you will breathe the next breath. And this was global. So there's something to learn here. In a global village, you have to work with each other, you have to collaborate, cooperate. It's no good if you don't do that. In a village, even a dog dies, people should feel the pity. So we are living in a global village now. Peace is very, very important, but peace must come inside. And that's where these values bring you peace. The COVID-19 pandemic, of course, affected our emotional and physical health. And you find people stepped forward to volunteer and serve their communities and others, displaying great acts of kindness and sacrifice and courage with sincerity of heart. Some of them died. Nurses and physicians came out of retirement to help. Understaffed and overwhelmed hospitals. Community groups raised funds to buy oxygen, food, supplies. Religious communities prepared and delivered meals. Such sensitive approaches remind us that in the Sikh ethos, volunteering is based on fostering an authentic connection with those we seek to serve, without any agenda for personal gain. Serving langar at the core is a love-inspired service. Seva is intrinsic part of our role in the planet. In Japji Sahib, our first morning prayer, Guru Nanak likens the dharti or earth to a dharmsala. Our religion, we call it dharmsala. So the planet is a dharmsala, where we need to pray, the whole planet. So a place we visit to practice dharma, in the concluding verse we realize that dharmsala is a taksal, a workshop, the scene for an awesome labor of love. With dedicated attention, we have a chance to apply wisdom and virtues to realize the golden potential of human life. Like the goldsmith in this verse, we have come here to do our kirt, working to harness to the utmost our God-given skills and abilities to improve ourselves, the communities, the environment, all around us. When values and virtues begin to enrich our spirit and uplift God's wider creation, we start to generate true kamai, earnings, the only riches our soul may then depart with. There is indeed something liberating about harnessing this inner divine strength. May seva, or selfless volunteering, inspire each generation to discover it in the service of Sarbat da Pala, the well-being and flourishing of all. Thank you.
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today, We are at the Vaisakhi celebrations in Parliament, and Patrick McFadden, who has been really the sponsor, he's our MP from Wolverhampton, a big constitution. So Patrick, just tell us a little bit about what you see. Like the whole world is watching, the whole world of the Sikh community worldwide is watching. It's lovely to see Sikh people being represented here in Parliament. Tell us a little bit about what inspires you about the Sikh people and your constituents, particularly in Wolverhampton. A little bit more about how they're working to kind of live up to the ideals of Sikhi.
Okay, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Wow, fantastic.
So I've been the MP for Wolverhampton South East, which is a constituency with probably one of the largest Sikh populations in England for 18 years now. And for 11 of those 18 years, I've been the host every year for this parliamentary celebration of Vaisakhi. So what's happened here in the Speaker's State Rooms tonight is a gathering where we had cross-party representation from the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, the Scottish National Party, and representatives from the Sikh community right around the country, talking about Vaisakhi, talking about the religious meaning of Vaisakhi, and talking about what it meant to the Sikh community here in the UK and right around the world. And it's a great delight for me, as an MP representing a very diverse area, to be able to host this celebration and bring Vaisakhi right into the heart of our Parliament. That's what tonight's all about.
Brilliant, Patrick. And just to say, about 30% of the population, I think, of Wolverhampton, 30% are Sikh. So huge population. And thank you once again for your invitation and for helping to support British Sikh values throughout the UK and now worldwide. Thank you very much, Patrick.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So again, we are here in Parliament celebrating Vaisakhi in 2023. So Paji, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what attracted you to come here, and also some of the work you're doing locally as well.
Okay, so my name is Gurpreet Singh Anand. I'm part of the management team at the Khalsa Jatha British Isles, established in 1908. So the oldest Sikh institution in the country and the oldest Gurukar in the UK. It's really important that we celebrate Vaisakhi. This event here at Parliament, it gives me a chance to meet other people from the Sikh community across the UK. It's a chance for us to get together, network, talk about the work we're doing, how we can help each other, talk about the experiences we face, the issues we face, and together work on solutions. And just get in touch, make contacts, and see how we can help each other. So one of the principles of our Gurukar is we are the oldest. Our bricks are paid for. So what we like to do is, where we can, incubate the next generation so they can do projects going forward. Let them know they've got a platform, they got a base, they got foundation to go and bat out in the world with the work they want to do, with the seva they want to do.
So Sangat television viewers are viewing this worldwide, है ना? सारी दुनिया दे विच वो देख रहे हैं. So what would you say to the youngsters out there in all communities in Sikhi? What would you want them to come forward and do? How can they be inspired by what's happening here with Sikhi being celebrated in Parliament?
The thing I would suggest to youngsters is get involved in seva. Seva is critical. When you're doing seva, different things arise. Different things will come to your attention. Areas where you can make a change. It's actually then you start to notice the divine in action, Vaheguru in action. Vaheguru will show you different situations. Vaheguru will show you different solutions to those. Vaheguru will help you network to find solutions to those. So the main thing is, first of all, expose yourself to seva. Because if you don't, if you're staying indoors, you're not making a change. But the moment you go out there and you start batting, that's when you will start making a change for the communities around you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I'll let you enjoy the pakode and the samosa outside now. And thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Fateh. To Sangat TV viewers, We are here in Parliament and we're celebrating Vaisakhi 2023. And I've got some delegates here with me today. So please, could you tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from and what you found with what inspiration did you gain today from the Vaisakhi 2023 event?
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ My name is Inderpreet and I've been volunteering for this event for the past few years and it's an amazing event where we obviously celebrate the community like the birth of Khalsa. So it's an amazing event where we kind of come across from different gurdwaras and networking and bringing our festivity like celebrating our festivity.
Beautiful. So volunteer. And which area are you from?
So I live in Raisbury.
So fantastic. And yourself?
My name's Kirpa Kaur and I'm a part of Nishkam SWAT.
Nishkam SWAT?
Yes.
So come closer. So tell us a little bit about Nishkam SWAT.
So Nishkam
What
SWAT
kind
is
of work is done?
So we're 100% voluntary humanitarian aid organisation and we serve people that are homeless or anyone in need using the concept of langar all across the UK. We serve about 5,000 meals every week.
5,000 meals.
It's not enough.
Wow.
But yes, it's something.
Fantastic. And for the future, have you been inspired about the kind of motto of today was really seva, taking seva forward from Sikhi. Any further kind of things that SWAT is hoping to kind of tackle?
So we just want to grow organically. So wherever there's a need, we want to be there. So if anyone can help, you just need a big heart and some hot food, and we can serve.
Beautiful. And so thank you again, and happy Vaisakhi to you both.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh, Vaisakhi 2023 in Parliament. So for the Sikhs, a big occasion every year. I've got with me some of the delegates here. So Singh Ji, tell us who you are, where you're from, and some of the work that you've been involved in as well.
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Randeep Singh and I represent an organisation called Nishkam SWAT. And our responsibility that we've taken to serve the homeless in the UK. And Vaisakhi 2023, absolutely amazing event. The most prestigious event in the history of mankind was Vaisakhi, and we're in the most prestigious location in the UK. So it goes hand in hand. We've had MPs, we've had some VIPs, we've met different people, we've talked to different people, talked about Vaisakhi. So I think this event has been about education, educating the MPs that are coming out. They don't know much about Vaisakhi, they don't know much about Sikhs. They've come here. We've had some very high profile people here. And it's been an absolute honour here to stand here and talk in the House of Parliament to talk about Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Vaisakhi. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. So here we are at the Vaisakhi celebrations 2023 in Parliament, and I've got with me a very special guest today for the Sangat television viewers worldwide. This is Preeti Gill, and she is the first MP, Sikh MP for the UK, and I really wanted to share, and more on top of that, she's a lady, and we really wanted to have a few words from you about what you found from the occasion today, but also what inspiration could you give some of our viewers about entering into politics like yourself and going forward?
Well, Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh. It's wonderful to engage with Sangat viewers worldwide. It's brilliant that our Parliament could celebrate Vaisakhi. It's become a staple in the parliamentary calendar. It's really important, though, that Parliament represents the very people that it serves. So this is open Parliament. We heard from the Speaker, you are welcome here. This is a place that you can come and celebrate the contribution that Sikhs make to Britain. I talked a bit about Sophia Dalip Singh because, of course, she was the first Sikh prominent figure in politics in this country. She fought for the right for us to all vote. It took 100 years to elect the first Sikh female MP. Whilst I'm very proud and honoured, I'm also really proud that the Labour Party has selected 6 fantastic candidates to stand at the next general election because, of course, it really matters. It matters that Sikhs are not recognised as an ethnicity and a religion. That means that they're invisible to policymakers. Anti-Sikh hate crime is on the rise. There are lots of issues affecting the Sikh community here in the United Kingdom that we must work together, and we can only do that when we increase representation. I want to see so many more youngsters become a councillor, become activists, stand for MPs. You know, there's lots of things that you can do to contribute. Whatever party you want to join, it's really important. The community didn't sort of engage in politics many, many decades ago because we've been successful. We didn't feel that we needed to have representation in the way that we need it today. And that's because we do face inequalities, whether they're health inequalities, whether it's around housing, social justice. These things also impact the Sikh community. So that's why it's so important that we are politically engaged. We do stand for elected representatives, and we can make that difference. That's exactly what Sikhi teaches us. Nanak naam chardi kala tere paane sarvata pala. It is not just a saying, it's something in our das every single day. Living by those practices of Guru Gobind Singh Ji is so important to us. Remember your history. Our history is part of, Sikh history is part of British history. It's not for others to write our own history. We should feel very proud of our heritage and the contributions that we have all made. So I'm really proud to see so many people here today. It's wonderful that we've celebrated Vaisakhi and we've had cross-party members, Keir Starmer, Michael Gove and others come and really not just acknowledge the Sikh community, but want to work with us to effect change. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Hello Sangat television ਦੇ viewers ਨੂੰ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ happy Vaisakhi ਦੀ Mubarak ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਨਾ, and we are standing here in Vaisakhi 2023 in Houses of Parliament, and I just want you to share, I've got some of the people that have come, ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁਣ ਆਰਮੀ ਵੀ ਆਈ ਹੈ, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਆ, which regiment, where you're from, and what inspired you to go into the army, and what do you give out there to the community? What would you suggest they do?
Okay, obviously my name is Warrant Officer Shokumar Chauhan. I've been in the army a long time. I joined the army for two things, sport and travel. My job is to now go up and tell people what it's like to be wonderful and encourage our young men and females to join your army.
Fantastic, fantastic. And please sir.
My name is Staff Sergeant Manjeet Singh Chudge. I'm the Deputy Chair for Defence Sikh Network. So within Defence, we actually got this network basically be supporting all four services within. So that's like Army, Air Force, Navy, and civil servants. And in terms of giving back, I have served nearly 16 years now. I've been an avionics engineer. So what I'm trying to tell nowadays, whenever we go out, we tell our younger generation, actually, there's a lot of parts available within the military, within defence. They can be engineers, they can be doctors, you know, they can be comms leads, you name it. The trades are there. So we encourage them actually more and more, actually, even to the parents as well. Please get their, get their kids actually a little bit more involved towards sort of defence. There's lots and lots of opportunities, and as a networks within defence, we support those new individuals coming forward. If they need more information, if they're unsure of something, we are there to actually support them, help them, guide them step by step.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I've got a doctor in the armed forces. So just introduce yourself and tell us.
Sure. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਸੰਗਤ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ. My name is Manish Chauhan. I'm a surgeon in the army, and what I do a day-to-day job is like any surgeon in the NHS. That's what I do in the army. Yeah. So my main role is trauma surgery. To provide trauma surgery at the front line. So, like Manjeet said earlier, there are various roles available in the army, and our community, unfortunately, is not aware of all of them. We try to give as much information as we can to the youngsters, especially the British Sikh youth, to encourage them to join the army or come forward, actually talk to us, actually get information. Whether you want to join the army or not, that's the decision that you can make later, but please do come forward and speak to us. There are many roles available in the army. I joined as a young soldier. What we call Sipahi in Punjabi. I joined as that, and 16 years ago, and now I'm working as a surgeon in the British Army. Beautiful. And this journey has only been completed because I have been in the army. The enforcement, the encouragement, the message that I got from my seniors, I'm taking that forward. I'm passing that on to the younger generation.
Could you tell us a little bit about celebrating Vaisakhi within the army as well? Is it done? Oh, yeah. Is it done?
It's an ongoing process. It's done, 100% done. Members of Defence Sikh Network and other members from the other community. I've got a group called Defence Intersectionality Group. We celebrate Vaisakhi on various levels. In fact, on last month, on 10th of April, we did celebrate Vaisakhi by distributing 200 hot meals to homeless people in London.
Beautiful.
Passing that message of seva that we take from Punjab, take from Guruji, take from our ancestors, we're passing that on to the defence services.
Beautiful.
Well. Yeah.
Thank you, Jingi.
Thank you.
And we have
Ruri. So I'm Ruri Singer. I am a Defence Civil Servant and I'm also the comms lead for the Defence Sikh Network. It's my absolute pleasure to be on the committee for the DSN. We are the official focal point organisation for Sikhs within Defence. So I absolutely love, being that main kind of point of contact for those that wish to communicate with us regarding any engagement opportunities. My whole crux of why I love what I do as a comms lead is my aim is I want to make it a lot more inclusive. There's no good, it just being diverse. You need to have that inclusivity to make it work, and that's why we launched the Armed Forces Sikh Dress Guide, the first of its kind, and that gives chains of commands the knowledge and awareness to kind of understand, how troops should wrap their turbans, how they should pin their pins onto their turbans. So these are the very important
And if we
questions.
wanted to know more, which website could we go to?
So Defence Sikh Network on Instagram, Defence Sikh NW on Twitter, and if you just search Defence Sikh Network on Facebook, we are there. So please do contact us. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much and happy Vaisakhi to you as well. Okay, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਟੈਲੀਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਪੀ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਮੁਬਾਰਕ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੜੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਿਸ਼ਕਾਮ ਸੇਵਕ ਦੇ ਜਥੇ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਔਰ also chairperson of the British Sikh Consultative Forum. ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ the importance of coming and celebrating Vaisakhi here in Parliament.
ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੈਲੰਡਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਤਾਂ ਲਾਈਫ ਹੀ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ, ਵੀ ਆਰ ਬੋਰਨ ਅਗੇਨ ਔਨ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ। ਸੋ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਹੈ। ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਿਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੁਲਕ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਈਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲਾਇਜ਼ਨ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਆਪਰੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੀਏ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਤਕਲੀਫਾਂ ਦੱਸ ਸਕੀਏ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਤਕਲੀਫਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਸਕਣ। ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਲੈਵਲ 'ਤੇ ਹੈ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਗਲੋਬਲ ਵਿਲੇਜ ਹੈ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਬੜਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਇਹ 'ਚ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਵੈਲਿਊਜ਼ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਮਫਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਐਂਡ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਸ਼ਨ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਾਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਈਨੋਰਿਟੀ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਈਨੋਰਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਇਹ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਐਕਸੈਲ ਕਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ, ਅਤੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਉਹ ਇੰਟਰਫੇਸ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਲੈਬੋਰੇਟ ਕਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਛੁਪੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਆਪਾਂ। ਸੋ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਾਈ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੈ, 16th ਹੈ ਹੁਣ। So it is going on and I think every time is getting better.
Excellent. So
ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਉਹ learning curve ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ। And what message would you like to give to the viewers out there about what more can we do in terms of seva locally, and how can we take that message further?
First thing is, as a community, we need a lot of solidarity. We need unity, and unity can come about if we take Amrit. Vaisakhi, the matlab bhi hai. Imagine if everybody is on the same hymn, so to say, on the same wavelength, then it will make this unity very much possible. That is the message, really.
And United Nations also have recognized Vaisakhi very nicely recently. So it's nice to see that Sikhi is being, as they recognized globally, but also doing work globally.
Ours is a dharm which is actually universal. People will benefit if they adopt the Sikh values, no matter where they are, which faith they are. Because Guru Nanak Dev Ji mentions, there are two types of sovereignties.
There is the divine sovereignty, God Almighty, that's the main sovereignty. Then you have national sovereignty. So our message or our teachings is from divine sovereignty. And divine sovereignty is responsible for all creation. So we're very, very lucky and proud people. Should be, but we should be humble.
Thank you very much for sharing that wisdom with us.